Welcome back. Singapore is accelerating its military capabilities with a series of strategic upgrades to safeguard the nation. The Singapore Armed Forces, or SAF, will deepen investments in modernizing its hardware to safeguard national security and enhance readiness for future challenges, especially amid an increasingly volatile global landscape. During the budget debate, Defence Minister Dr. Ng Hen announced that defence spending for the current financial year is projected at some $23.4 billion and marks an increase of over 12% compared to the previous year, reflecting the need to catch up on projects that were deferred or disrupted during the pandemic.
As an independent and sovereign nation, we Singaporeans have agency and can decide and do all we can to secure our future together. And certainly, building our own defences to protect our own interests must take priority. We count on no one else to protect Singapore but ourselves.
SAF will be enhancing its strength by acquiring cutting-edge assets and advanced capabilities across air, land and sea. Dr. Ng says that this transformation will involve the integration of state-of-the-art platforms, positioning the SAF at the forefront of modern military power. He adds these upgrades will bring the SAF on par with more advanced militaries globally, while ensuring it remains tailored to Singapore's specific security needs. Let's explore some of these new capabilities. Singapore currently has 6 submarines, including 4 new Invincible class subs, a 70-meter vessel armed with heavyweight torpedoes. Now, 2 of these are already fully operational, and another 2 will return to Singapore by 2028, eventually replacing the older Archer-class submarines. The Navy plans to bring in 2 additional submarines. While the specific type has not been disclosed, it is anticipated that these new subs will either resemble or serve as an upgrade to the Invincible class submarines. Above the waves, the Navy is set to launch its first multi-role combat vessels later this year. Now, these advanced ships will replace the aging Victory-class corvettes, which have been in service for over 30 years. On land, the Army is set to roll out the new Titan infantry fighting vehicle, packed with boosted firepower and advanced capabilities to counter unmanned aerial systems. The Titan will strengthen the current fleet of Terex infantry carrier vehicles, first produced in 2006. Now, the Army will also upgrade its high-mobility artillery rocket system to integrate newer and more capable rockets. In the air, replacements are wanted for the RSAF's fleet of Fokker 50 maritime patrol aircraft, which were acquired in 1994. Possible candidates include jets produced by Boeing and Airbus. Meanwhile, the RSAF is accelerating its capabilities with the purchase of 8 F-35A jets and 12 F-35B jets from Lockheed Martin. Now, these cutting-edge aircraft, alongside the F-16 fleet, will train at Ebbing Air National Guard Base in Arkansas in the United States to bolster Singapore's air defence.
We are not a threat to anyone and wish all to be friends, but as the saying goes, strong fences, and I would add defences, make good neighbours. The SAF is now a modern four-service military, able to operate effectively across all the domains of air, land, sea and digital. But building capacity and capability for the SAF is a continual exercise. You either upgrade or regress.
The SAF is also moving to speed up its adoption of drones. Now, this includes setting up a new UAS Warfare and Tactics Centre in the Air Force and a similar office in the Army, the Drone Accelerator for Rapid Equipping. The SAF is also building new counter-UAS capabilities to add to existing island air defence capabilities. A new SAF counter-UAS development and operations group will be formed to work with other government agencies to guard against drones.
Militaries must not only be able to integrate that new technology and force structure and operations, but counter and defend against these threats.
In today's rapidly evolving conflicts, drones have revolutionized the way we fight. Whether in surveillance, reconnaissance, or even direct strikes, drones are becoming a key force multiplier for militaries around the world. Jeraldine Yap shows us how and why Singapore is preparing for the future of drone warfare.
Warfare is changing. Fewer humans, more remote machines. When it comes to offensive capabilities, new weapons of war are emerging. And the biggest one? Drones.
We've seen them in action time and time again, most recently in the war between Russia and Ukraine. Drones are making waves on the battlefield, and they're not just a trend, they're a game changer. A lone operator piloting a drone deep into enemy territory. Its mission? Simple but crucial. Gather real-time intel, conduct reconnaissance, or even drop a single ordnance, a grenade perhaps, right onto the enemy's position.
This is why Singapore is stepping up its drone warfare capabilities to ensure that we're ready for the next evolution of combat. So let's take a look at the different types of drones that Singapore could deploy. Smaller drones like the Scan Eagle and V-15 can be deployed right at the front line. These agile UAVs provide real-time surveillance, allowing troops to identify enemy positions without exposing themselves to danger.
Then we have tactical drones like the V-60 and Orbiter 4. These are used for more localized, close-range operations, tracking targets and providing critical intelligence to commanders on the ground. At the operational level, there are larger drones like the Hermes 350 and Heron 1, which can cover vast areas, providing long-range reconnaissance and even offensive capabilities. Singapore's commitment to next-gen UAVs will further enhance our ability to operate seamlessly in complex environments.
But what happens when the enemy uses drones against us? In modern warfare, countermeasures like jammers and spotters are crucial. Ground teams are equipped with electronic warfare systems designed to disrupt and neutralize hostile UAVs. Jammers create interference, preventing drones from sending or receiving signals, effectively bringing them down. On the ground, spotters help to track these threats, ensuring systems can target and neutralize them before they strike.
Integrated operations are key. With drone-assisted surveillance, fighter planes and UAVs work together, providing situational awareness for the entire battlefield. Micro-UAVs track smaller, close-range targets, allowing our pilots to focus on strategic threats, while ground forces are kept in the loop. UAVs also play a crucial role in safeguarding logistics. By constantly monitoring and protecting vital supply chains, drones ensure that resources continue to flow without disruption, even under fire.
Singapore's goal is clear. It's all about enabling the mass and rapid spread of unmanned systems to tackle the changing ways that wars are being fought, ensuring that every tactical unit has access to drone tech and is ready for anything that flies our way.
At the same time, 2 new commands will be formed under the Digital and Intelligence Service. They will help the SAF stay ahead of evolving cyber threats. The SAF C4 Digitalization Command will consolidate software and hardware capabilities, such as the SAF Artificial Intelligence Center set up last year. Meanwhile, the Defence Cyber Command will bring cybersecurity entities under the Defence Ministry and SAF to strengthen capabilities and operations. It will also work with other government agencies to support the nation's cyber defence.
The new Cyber Command will have to deal with hostile digital threats against Singapore from state and non-state actors. Because as you can imagine, if anyone attacks our digital backbone, our essential services will be crippled. And it's obvious that as a small geographic entity, we are vulnerable. It will impact economic, social well-being, and will have a direct impact even on our security forces, the SAF and Home Team.